Hello guys, welcome to GMAT Hub. Today we'll talk about the mecca of MBA, Harvard Business School. Everyone who thinks of MBA wants to get into Harvard Business School. There is a reason, we'll come to that. And the whole idea of making this video is just to give you a broader idea about what does it take to get into Harvard. This name Harvard can scare you, can excite you, it can throw a lot of emotions. But you need to have a realistic idea about your chances of getting into Harvard and what exactly it takes, who all get into Harvard. So you'll get a broader picture. I won't say you'll be able to say a yes or no. That never happens. There is no science exactly who gets into Harvard. But let's see why Harvard is so important, so predominant for MBA. You can see some of the alumni. I'm sure you must be knowing at least 80-90% of these people. You must have heard about these people at least. I mean, you can see if you have these kind of alumni, obviously everybody wants to get into that. Is it difficult to get into Harvard? Answer is yes, a damn yes. It is really difficult. More than 8,000 applications, around 1,000 intake. So you have around 11 to 12% chance of getting into Harvard if you're applying there. So 11 to 12% is, very difficult acceptance rate. 1 in 11 people get selected. That means competition is really, really tough. 46% women enter there. So this percentage has been increasing over years. It used to be like 25-26% few years back. One reason for that is obviously more and more women are applying. That's obvious reason. Second, all the top B schools, they want to have gender diversity. So if you are a female or a transgender, your chances of getting into B school are more compared to a male. That's a fact. And that, you can take it to your advantage. So this is one factor that can help. 38% international. Everybody across the globe want to get into Harvard, and they want to have diverse cultures, diverse opinions in their class. Okay, the case method that they so much boast about, it's all about having diverse opinions, diverse viewpoints. That's what they try to inculcate here. That's what the data shows. Most important part, what's your educational background that could get you into Harvard? The answer is it could be any background. Now if you see 28% engineers, 5% from arts and humanities background. You might say that, oh, if I'm from this background, I have lesser chance of getting into Harvard. That's totally wrong. It's the other way around actually. You'll see engineers everywhere. Wherever there is an entrance test, engineers always do well there. So this is the primary reason why so many engineers are there. The only reason why so less population of arts and humanity background people is there, one reason is they don't do really well in entrance test compared to the engineers. Engineers are predominantly well, they know how to crack entrance test. So that's one reason. Second, arts and humanity background people, they think it's really difficult for them, so a lot of them don't even apply. Even if they have really good profiles, they end up saying no to Harvard. It's not my cup of tea. A lot of them don't even want to do MBA. This is another reason. So the only point to be taken from here is, if you are from this background and if you can score well in GMAT, then you have a better chance of getting into Harvard compared to what an engineer will have. Okay, they want to maintain diversity. Had they not been trying to maintain diversity, it would have been like 78% engineers. They want to maintain diversity of opinions. That's the beauty of all the B schools. That's what they try to achieve. So if you are from this background, just get into serious preparation for GMAT. Trust me, make compelling application, you'll get a better chance of getting into Harvard. Another thing, 13% people, they don't have, their parents did not complete a 4-year degree graduation. So 13% of first generation graduates. So if you are into that category, trust me, it'll be easier for you comparatively to get into Harvard. That's because of diversity. They want to maintain diversity. Work ethics that kind of people have before getting into Harvard, predominated by consulting and VC and private equity. One reason for that is a lot of people from these industries go for MBA. Okay, they apply more. That's one reason. Second reason is the kind of roles that people have in these industries, kind of role progression that they have, the admission committee understand that more. So because of that understanding, they are able to evaluate the applications in a better way. So let's say non-profit and government or education sector, 6% people get into that. It doesn't mean again that Harvard is biased in not taking those people. The only reason is these are not well structured industries. Okay, the roles differ from company to company, so the applications don't really reflect what kind of roles they are into. And another factor is they apply, I mean, the number of applications that Harvard gets from this kind of background is lesser. So the real takeaway from here is, if you are from these industries which are underrepresented, so you need to make good applications. You need to make them understand what your role is, what kind of progression happens in role. And if you have got an out of turn promotion, you need to make them understand that you've got it, because they don't really understand your company and your profile or your industry. So you need to make compelling applications, and you'll have a better chance of getting into Harvard compared to these people. A lot of people do MBA to change industry. I mean, that's what they aspire to. And without getting into any research, they simply opt out because they say that it'll be difficult to change industry. People would hire me only if I'm from that background, okay? I mean, for which they are hiring. That's a complete myth. This is data. Majority of people change industry. So if you're thinking of changing industry, be our guest. Come to Harvard. Score range. 730 is the median score required for GMAT in Harvard, and if you are going through GRE, it will be like 326. But if you are an Asian person, okay, Asians do exceptionally well in academics. So when you're competing with fellow Asians, you need a 750 kind of a score at least. A 730 would be fine for other nationalities, but Asians are really, really good at academics. They do really, really well in entrance tests. So you need a 750 kind of a score. So don't get fooled by a 730 if you're Asian. This is what you'll need. So finally, your overall application is decided on three things. Your ACADS, obviously need to have great ACADS. If you don't have, you need to justify. There are ways to justify if, let's say, your school and graduation marks are a little lesser. Work experience, very important. Obviously, whatever you have worked, I mean, professional work, you need to show your abilities through work. So this is important. Third, personal rating. Now, this is something which a lot of people don't understand because first of all, this is not counted to a large extent before MBA in terms of you're not evaluated on those lines before MBA. Personal rating is a subjective thing. It's your abilities, and there's a lot of weightage for top B schools for this personal rating. Let's see what kind of personal rating we're talking about. We're talking about your qualities, your virtues. This is what they are looking for. Continuous grit, determination, and leadership qualities. You must have demonstrated those qualities in your personal as well as professional work. So it's not out and out your professional work. It could be in your personal life. I've seen a lot of people going through tragedies, going through trauma. There was one fellow who was an addict. So he completed graduation in 7 years because of that addiction. He came out of that addiction, completed graduation. That was his achievement, because 90% of the people don't even get out of that addiction. So his personal achievement was so much valued. He got a scholarship, okay, almost 80% of the tuition waiver. So you need to show your persistence, okay. If you have struggled in life, that's not something that will take you back in terms of applying to Harvard. It'll be, I mean, if you work it out well, it'll be an achievement for you through your application. And those qualities should be demonstrated through your applications, essays that you write, and LORs, letters of recommendation. Letters of recommendation are given by your immediate boss or the functional heads whom you have worked with. It has to be a senior, it cannot be your junior. So when I say you need to make compelling applications, that means all these things that we have said must be, I mean, the admission committee must be able to visualize that through your applications. So doesn't matter what kind of educational background or work ex background you are from. If you think, I mean, you come from an area which is underdeveloped, so your chances of getting into an MBA would be lesser. No, it'll be actually more. The only thing is you need to work on your applications. You need to get a good score. So you need to justify that, because somebody sitting in a posh locality getting everything at their hand, it'll take lesser effort from them to achieve something vis-a-vis a person who is from an underprivileged area, has to struggle for everything every day. So for him to have any kind of achievement would be a big thing for an admission committee point of view. We have seen profiles which look very, I would say, unorthodox, but they ended up getting good scholarships just because their applications were really compelling. Okay, so in case you want to understand your chances of getting into Harvard, or for that matter any B school, you want your profile to be evaluated for that, do get in touch with us. We'll help you out. Thank you.